Hey everyone, Erick Stakelbeck here. Today on the Newscast, we travel to the Iran-Iraq border, a place not many American civilians get to visit. You won't want to miss this. Stick around. Hey folks, Erick Stakelbeck here. Welcome to the Watchman Newscast. We've been doing so much reporting recently on the Iranian regime, including, of course, the takeout on Iranian soil just last week of the father of Iran's nuclear weapons program, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. So we thought this would be a great opportunity on today's newscast to have a Thursday throwback. We're going to take you back to September 2019 when our Watchman television show, our production team for the TV show, visited the Iran-Iraq border. Now, it's a place not many American civilians have set foot since the 1979 Iranian Revolution, but we were privileged to be there, joined by our good friend Dalton Thomas of Frontier Alliance International as the guests of the Kurdish Peshmerga. Remember, we were in Iraqi Kurdistan, and that is right along the Iranian border. It is a very tense border. We were able to get the opportunity to see inside Iran, home of the world's #1 state sponsor of terrorism, a rare look. Before I get into it, and before we take you to that border, I just want to encourage you to subscribe to the Watchman News channel right here on YouTube and click the notification bell so you get alerts every time a new video is posted. We are bringing you the kind of cutting-edge, timely information that you just won't hear anywhere else, certainly not in the mainstream media. Not many mainstream media journalists are taking the time to travel to the Iran-Iraq border and give you an honest assessment, key word there, honest assessment of what is going on there and in the region. But we had the opportunity to do exactly that back in September 2019. Now, our Watchman TV show, if you have not had a chance to watch it, perhaps you're a new subscriber here to the news channel, you can catch all of our episodes on TBN, the world's largest Christian television network, if you're here in the United States, every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, also Fridays at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and all of the full episodes are posted here to our YouTube channel. So check it out. The segment we're about to show you is from episode 143. You can see it right here in our archives under full episodes here on our Watchman YouTube channel. So if you like this segment, be sure to check out the entire episode. Again, it's episode 143 in our archives. And I like to say, folks, many times here in the newscast, that Israel is the first line of defense for the West. They're all that's holding back the wolves of jihad from coming to your backyard in a major way. But I have to say, the Kurdish Peshmerga may be the front line of that front line. Think about a dangerous neighborhood. Israel, of course, surrounded on all sides by enemies, but the Kurds are in the middle there in Iraqi Kurdistan, in northern Iraq. They're in the middle. They're surrounded by Erdogan and Turkey, Syria and Assad, the Iranian regime, of course, and a hostile government in Baghdad, which is basically an Iranian satellite. So the Kurds in northern Iraq are in a very precarious position. Dalton Thomas was good enough of Frontier Alliance International, a great organization. We encourage you to check them out at faimission.org. Dalton was good enough to arrange this trip for us for our Watchman TV show, our production team, and the Kurdish Peshmerga were good enough to host us at a Kurdish Peshmerga military base on the Iraq-Iran border. You're about to see the mountains of Iran. Take a look. Well, Dalton, we are traveling right now along a road that not many Americans travel, and there's a reason for that. Tell us where we are right now, why it's such a sensitive area and a potentially dangerous area, particularly for two Americans.
Right now, we are in the tri-state area. of Iraq, Turkey, and Iran. Right now we're about 5 miles from the Iranian border. You can begin to see the mountains here now. This is one of the most significant places in the Middle East right now at this moment in history. So the IRGC, the Iranians, are indiscriminately shelling this area on a consistent basis. So any aberration, any abnormal thing, they'll shell it. They kidnap shepherds, they'll just bomb pastures of sheep and goats and cows. In those mountains, those beautiful mountains, are Iranian artillery positions. And if you follow the border just up to our left, it's going to intersect with the Turkish border, and that's where all the airstrikes and all the combat is raging right now.
There's shelling going on right where we're driving right now, frequently. So number one, we're going to drive fast. But number two, I think of the Iraqi Kurds who are in the middle of all this. And we're going to talk about that more when we get to the Iran border. But I imagine, Dalton, the closer we get to the Iran border, the more precarious our position becomes.
The Peshmerga are in charge of securing the borders of Kurdistan. And so we're going to go to a position that's basically facing off with the IRGC. And it's a very tense thing because any day this could kick off, and if there was to be Iranian incursion inside Kurdistan, this is where it would happen, through this crossing. And so in many ways you could say that this spot is the most significant spot on the Iraq-Iran border because of what may happen here in the future.
This literally says Iran trailer right in front of us. We have an Iranian vehicle. That's how close we are. We are on the border. The mountains of Iran are in front of us. Iran has the high ground here. These Iranian mountains are massive, and they are looking down upon Iraqi Kurdistan, looking down upon this Jeep right now that we're in. And that's not a good thing, because when you have the high ground, you obviously have a massive military advantage, and we see Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps bases on top of these mountains.
This is the area that's being shelled on a fairly regular basis and rather indiscriminately by the Iranian regime on the other side. So it's the closer we get, the more sensitive it is.
Folks, I can assure you beyond a shadow of a doubt, 100%, that the vehicles we are driving in right now are being watched and monitored by Iranian intelligence and the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps. How do I know? Because we are in kind of a fishbowl here, surrounded by the mountains of Iran, and on top of those mountains are Iranian intelligence and listening and monitoring positions, and they are surely monitoring this vehicle right now as we drive towards a Kurdish Peshmerga base for a closer look inside Iran. You won't get this anywhere else, I can tell you that much. Dalton, this is amazing. This Kurdish Peshmerga post is literally a castle on the Iranian border. Who knows how old this place is? But here we are, ascending to the top with the Peshmerga on the Iranian border. Wow. So this is Iran right here. These are IRGC positions. Quds Force, Revolutionary Guards Corps. Very dangerous, and I'm sure watching us right now as we speak. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps, which, by the way, has been designated by the Trump administration as a terrorist organization, officially designated by the State Department, and rightfully so. The Peshmerga soldiers are here at this post. I would say this is the edge of the civilized world on the Iran border, where we have the world's leading sponsor of terror on the other side we're staring at right now. Again, these IRGC positions all around us here on the mountains of Iran. But the Peshmerga bravely are on the front lines here. Again, all that's holding back the wolves of the Iranian regime from coming to your neighborhood. The Kurds are here on the front line of defense for the broader Middle East. Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps position, as Dalton said, are ringing around us. They have the high ground, and they're looking down at us and the brave soldiers of the Kurdish Peshmerga here. They're watching for sure, but we have this rare opportunity to be here and to bring this to you folks in your living rooms. This is Iran. Folks, that was an experience I will never forget, to have that kind of access and that kind of up-close view of Iran in the times we are living in right now, when the Iranian regime is kind of at the center of all the chaos in the Middle East. That was quite a privilege and an opportunity to bring you that on-the-ground report. Again, that was a clip from our Watchman TV show. You can catch full episodes right here on our YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe so you get alerts every time one of these new videos is posted. And it just makes me a bit sad to watch that, because one of the pillars of our Watchman newscast and the Watchman TV show before COVID, obviously, was international travel. I'm on an airplane very frequently heading to the Middle East and points beyond. That will start back up again in 2021, but that's a kind of cutting edge material you can expect on our Watchman TV show. Again, that was from episode 143. Check it out here on our archives, and I hope to return to the Iran-Iraq border very soon. It's a powder keg, to say the least. Hey, God bless the Kurds and the Peshmerga for standing on the front lines for all of us here in the West and fighting the good fight. Keep them in your prayers, because they are in the crosshairs of some of the world's worst actors, whether it's Erdogan in Turkey, the Iranians, obviously, Assad in Syria. None of them are fond of the Kurds, and in particular the Kurdish Peshmerga, so keep them in your prayers. Hey, before I go, it is the Christmas season, of course. Christmas just a few weeks away, and we've got a great offer here for you on the Watchman newscast. We are partnering with an incredible organization called Artza to give you the Artza boxes at a discounted rate. Now, if you've watched previous newscasts, you've seen our unboxing of the Artza boxes. Check it out in our archives. This is great stuff, folks, from Bethlehem. Hey, the place of Christ's birth during the Christmas season. A perfect gift, a unique gift, a conversation starter at your Christmas get-together. These are materials delivered to your doorstep from the Holy Land, made in Bethlehem, the place of Christ's birth, by Israeli artisans and small business owners and entrepreneurs, and exclusively, again, made in Israel. So if you've never been to the Holy Land, or you've been a few times, have not been able to get back, if you're there frequently like me but are going through withdrawal right now with all these COVID travel restrictions, this is the perfect gift for you. And we like partnering with Artza. We're very choosy about who we partner with here at the Watchman newscast. We love partnering with Artza because we are fulfilling the biblical mandate to bless Israel. The Israeli economy has taken a major hit because of COVID. They've had pretty severe lockdowns there in Israel over the past several months. So you are blessing Israel, fulfilling that biblical mandate, Genesis 12:3, to bless Israel, and by blessing the Israeli economy by buying Israeli-made products made by Israeli companies and small businesses. Great offer. Again, it's artzabox.com. Use the discount code Watchman18 to get an 18% discount off of your Bethlehem box from Artza. Again, what a great Christmas gift for the Israel lover, the Bible believer in your home, to get products straight from Bethlehem in their hands just in time for Christmas. Pretty cool. So hey, take advantage of that offer. Until next time, thanks for joining us today on the Watchman newscast. God bless you, and remember, never hold your peace.